So isn't the little Junior cute? This is a Junior. A 10-liter Junior is going to give you the ability to have 10 liters as a keg, or if you're fermenting, about 8 liters, which is about a slab's worth of beer, or a case worth of beer. But it's still a nice experimental size, and you can split up your single batch brewing, or even larger batches, and just move a portion out to your other fermenter, your 10-liter fermenter, with a floating dip tube, just like the very popular 20-liter Juniors that we already make. The 10-liter just gives you some flexibility and a little bit of portability in a 10-liter size. So these new Juniors come in this little box currently. This box might change a little bit with some extra marketing and things like that in the future, but for right now, you just get a simple box with a label on it that says 10-liter Junior. Let's go ahead, open one up, and we'll put it together. They go together exactly like the chubby 30-liter fermenters and the 20-liter Junior fermenters. This 10-liter Junior will go together quickly and easily. You won't need any extra parts or tools to be able to put it together. You can just do this with your hands. Finger tight should be perfect to get a good seal on these fermenters. So obviously, when we open up the box, inside we have a tank with a sticker inside of it, and we have all the equipment in this bag. There might be a sticker in the box sometimes if it's not in the tank, so just go ahead and look in there if you're looking for your volume sticker. If your volume sticker's in the tank, go ahead and remove it. Inside your parts bag, you should find the silicone floating dip tube. You should find the lid assembly, and you're still probably going to find, at least for a while when we start moving these, the thermometer sticker is wrapped up with the 20-liter Junior sticker in there. So since this isn't a 20-liter Junior, you won't be needing this sticker. The lid assembly has the part that goes into the tank and seals with this red O-ring, and the collar that holds that onto the tank. Also in this bag, you're going to find your stainless steel floating ball and attachment. You should also find the gas and liquid post assemblies that include a dip tube, the post, the spring and the poppet for the gas and for the liquid side of your lid. Now you're also probably going to find this silicone bung, which you won't need. The 10-liter Juniors have this plug now in the port that was in the neck, which is for a completely different purpose when these are used as kegs with a different PET plastic. So we won't be needing the bung, but it is usually included, you'll find, inside the equipment pack. Now there's also a sticker in here for your tank which has all the explanations about how to use it safely. Please refer to this. You can attach it to your tank if you'd like to, but definitely refer to it for how to maintain and keep your tank safe. So you'll have a pressure relief valve in your equipment pack as well. You may have a red, which is perfect to use and is 35 psi, which is a very safe pressure to work under, but even safer is our 25 psi, which will be coming with future models. Let's start with building your lid assembly. Locate one of the post assemblies in the little bags that have the dip tubes and the posts. Grab the post, slide it through either one, it doesn't matter. Get yourself a spring and a poppet. Drop the spring and the poppet into the post like that. And then start by going backwards. And you'll see where that post actually bounces up a little bit against the threads. Once you know that you're on the threads, you can then twist this into place on top. Do the same for the other side. Start with putting in a dip tube. Put the spring in the poppet. The poppet fits, just so you know, with the O-ring facing up, right? And the narrow end of this spring, which is conical shaped, will hold that poppet at the top. Then you're going to take your post, turn it upside down so that the O-ring is at the base, and put the O-ring in first of your poppet so that it fills up the space where there's the hole at the end of the post. Now go ahead and fasten that into place. Start by going backwards to find the thread and move that into place on the thread. Once again, you don't need a spanner with these. You definitely don't need to use power tools. A nice, tight join can be made just using your fingers. Now that you've got the posts and these metal dip tubes in place on the lid, you can go ahead and seal in your pressure relief valve. So you might be using the red one at 35, or yours might come with the white one at 25 psi. There are also blue PRVs that are 10 and purple that are 15. You'll have to purchase those separately when you get a 10-liter Junior. Now we'll just go ahead and locate the difference between your post, which is gas and liquid. Gas will have that little notch at the base of this post. So this side will be your gas inlet or gas outlet if you have a spunding valve on it. This side will be the liquid side. We're going to attach our silicone dip tube to the liquid side. So go ahead, if you want to, you can use some spray sanitizer as a bit of lubricant to get this over the dip tube, but they go on actually pretty easily. Slide the silicone dip tube up over the stainless steel dip tube on the liquid post, the one that doesn't have the notch. So you can see that the silicone dip tube is now on the stainless steel dip tube coming out of the lid, and we've attached it by about 2.5 centimeters, something like that. Well, anywhere between like a ½ inch to an inch onto this post should be fine, but that join right there should be just enough to be able to hold it in place nice and tight. Now we'll go ahead and locate our floating stainless steel float. And again, you're looking for a join of about 2 centimeters or so on the silicone to stainless steel connection. So now that we've gone and attached the float to the silicone dip tube, just recognize that this dip tube is 60 centimeters long. So a 60 centimeter dip tube is fine for the 10-liter Junior or for the 20-liter Junior. So it's up to you. If you want to cut your dip tube, I would suggest cutting it someplace around the 35 centimeter mark to be able to still have enough to pick up from the bottom of the tank and have a good attachment to the dip tube on the lid. Now you have 2 loops on the end of your pickup tube here. So the keychain one, you can float the stainless steel float onto if you want to. It means that your tube will be a bit lower in the tank beneath the float. You can also hook the float up to this smaller ring if you wanted to, and then the floating dip tube will be a bit more shallow. So let's go ahead, put the float and the tube into the tank, push down on the top so that the red O-ring seals in the neck nice and tight. Find your collar and spin it into place. You might find that you have to move the key ring of the pressure relief valve out of the way of the side so that you can get the collar to sit properly on the lid. But once it's in place, just like that, that's as tight as it will need to be. Now just finger tight like that, I can guarantee that is a nice tight seal. You'd have no leaks, and just to prove that, we can throw a little bit of pressure into this and just see how good and tight I've made this, just being finger tight. So I'm just putting a little bit of pressure in just to be able to check for leaks. So right now it's set to about 8 psi. And using soapy water spray, I can check to see if anything's bubbling. If there's a leak anywhere here in the lid assembly, we'll find it. And in this case, no leaks, which is really good. No extra tools, no spanners, nothing power tool to tighten these on to place. Just with the strength of my fingers on this equipment, I'm able to get a really nice tight seal. So you get a volume sticker with your 10-liter Junior, which makes it easy to see how much you have inside that tank. So besides being a beautiful clear tank that you can see through, you also will be able to see exactly how much you have. It's pretty simple to set up the sticker. All you have to do, you have a red line on the sticker that is made so that it's printed at the point so that where the neck joins the body of the tank here, you put the red line. Now if you can find the seam within the plastic on the outside of the tank, you'll have a nice straight line to put that sticker down. So go ahead, locate the seam and peel off the top portion of your sticker. Perfect. But wait, there's one more sticker. That's your thermometer sticker. It'll give you a good idea of the ambient temperature around your fermenter. Just like that. So there it is. You've now fully assembled, pressure checked for leaks, and have all your stickers on the tank to have a complete, full functioning battle station of a 10-liter pressure fermenter. You can go crazy and experimental with this. It's the right size. Being around that 8-liter mark for fermentations inside here means you're creating about a case or a slab's worth of beverage. And it's easy to work with because it's mobile. You can pick it up. The integrated handle makes it easy to transport. And you're going to need, if you're going to use it as a fermenter, which you should, you're going to need pressure relief as a spunding valve. I would highly recommend getting Keg King's Spundy. Spundy is the world's most compact little spunding valve. The spunding valve goes on the gas post to allow the gas that's created during fermentation to be released. You can harvest it. You can also keep some of it in the fermenter to provide the pressure during fermentation. With Spundy, we just simply put it right into place like that, and you have this valve tip on it that you can adjust that pressure, and this little gauge that can show you what pressure it's set to. So now the 10-liter Junior's ready for action. It's ready for whatever you can come up with. You can get experimental and creative. You can try new yeasts, new hops. You can try fruits. You can try whatever you want to in these things. I like to use them for taking a portion of my dark beers, putting oak chips and other woods and stuff that I've already toasted and soaked in spirits, and moving dark beer, dark beverages onto them to just mellow out for like a month. And then that portion compared to the original portion, it's like you can have a wonderful taste test every single time. Also, you'll be stoked to know that this is the same profile as the 20-liter Junior, so it fits in the jackets for temperature control if you so want to. Now these jackets, as I've already mentioned in other videos, are fantastic in that this bigger, thicker insulation is going to keep your fermentations warm or at whatever temperature you're setting them to. And you can also use these as portable soft eskies if you wanted to. You could throw in bags of ice, and this nice waterproof material inside makes it nice and neat. You can have this sitting out and people can come and help themselves to beverages on tap with this simple little system here. So the 10-liter Junior, check them out. They're available now from Keg King and Keg King distributors worldwide.